Hi, I'm Peggy McColl, and I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about attracting $1 million or £1 million or €1 million into your life? And maybe you've thought of it, but you thought it would be difficult. Or maybe you thought of it or had the desire, but you believed it was impossible for you. A number of years ago, I created a program with a number of incredible individuals who are also on this planet to serve the world in only positive ways. And the program that we created was a program called Making a Million Look Small. But I want to talk to you about making $1 million look easy. But let me also say this, if you are someone and you happen to be watching this video and you have already earned $1 million or more, but yet you have a desire for more, which is a natural desire that all human beings have, then I suggest you listen up. What I also suggest that you do to get the most out of this 3-part video series that I've created for you is to follow through on the recommendations that I'm making. Because these recommendations, I know from personal experience, absolutely work. Meaning they'll produce results for you. But they only produce results for you when you follow through. You see, it's important to have the understanding of what it takes to succeed, or what it takes to attract millions of dollars or millions of euros or pounds into your life. But it's the application where the real magic begins. And that's why I'm here, is to not only to give the understanding, but in addition to that, to have you apply the principles of success so that you can produce the results that you want. And do you know what the biggest benefit of you producing the results that you want is? The biggest benefit is not that you'll have the $1 million or the million in your life. The biggest benefit to you is who you become in the process. So I'm going to be inviting you to stretch your mind, to open your mind, to put aside your old limiting beliefs, and to trust in the knowing of what I'm going to share with you does work. And not only does it work, but it can work for you when you apply it. So let's get started. Making $1 million look easy. Think about that as a concept. You see, I believe when you choose to have your life go easy or be easy, it is an attitude. It truly is an attitude of choice. And you're the one that's in control of that attitude. You actually get to decide if something's going to be easy or something's going to be hard. Now that may sound like something that you're not buying or not believing, but remember what I said just 2 minutes ago? Put your beliefs aside. Just suspend any disbelief. Suspend it for a period of time. You see, I absolutely know from experience that when you believe that things are hard, they will continue to be hard. If you believe that things aren't working for you or won't work for you, they aren't working for you and they won't work for you. Now, is it as simple as just deciding that my life's going to be easy or me attracting millions of dollars is going to be easy? Partially, yes. It is a part of it. It's a part of the recipe for success. And if you've ever put a recipe together, you know how important certain ingredients are to the outcome of the desire. And therefore, choosing for making $1 million look easy and having that be your attitude of mind is an important part of the recipe for success. But let's get into another important part in this first step, part 1 of 3 series for you. And that is, how much? How much would you love? Now, when you're talking about financial goals or financial outcomes, here's what I suggest that you do. I suggest that you write out your financial goals as if they're already done. Now, there are a number of different types of financial goals. There are financial goals for what you'd love to have sitting in your bank account, just the kind of money that you'd love to have. There are financial goals for the earnings, how much you would love to be earning on a regular basis or on a consistent basis. There may be financial goals that you have on your investments and the return, the positive return on your investments. You may have financial goals around your business if you're in the business, revenue goals, profitability goals. You may have a financial goal for a certain amount of money that you would love to attract into your life in order to pay for something or pay off something. You may have a financial goal around your net worth. And your net worth is essentially taking your assets, subtracting your liabilities, and that's what you're left with. That's your net worth. Am I suggesting that you have goals in all of these areas? We can have goals in whatever area that you want, but I want you to understand that when I'm talking about financial goals, there are more goals that you could set than just an income goal or a net worth goal. So could you in fact have multiple financial goals? Absolutely. Now this series is called Making a Million Look Easy, and maybe that's your goal. Maybe your goal is to attract $1 million into your life. Or maybe your goal is to attract $1 million in income. Maybe it's your annual income. Perhaps it is your monthly income. Now think about that for a moment. If you accept the idea that you are choosing to have $1 million in your life, whether it's $1 million more or several million, the truth is you can choose anything. You truly have the ability to choose any result. What happens with most people is that their belief system, their existing belief system, will play a role in what they decide as their goal is concerned. In other words, you'll start to think from where you are now and determine if you believe it's even possible. But remember what I asked you to do in the beginning? Suspend disbelief. I want you to lean in and listen to this next line, because this is the most important lesson that I have ever learned as it relates to manifesting anything. And that is the following. You do not have to know how. You do not have to know how you're going to attract that financial goal into your life, whether it's $1 million, whether it's $1 million a month, $1 million a year, $1 million a week, whatever it is. You don't have to know how. And here's another truth that I believe you're really gonna love, and it's important to understand this. No more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. That's a direct quote from Napoleon Hill from his great book, Think and Grow Rich. Now let's think about that quote for a moment. No more effort? You see, you're manifesting right now, whether you believe it or not. You've manifested what's in your life. You've manifested what's in your bank account. You're manifesting what your income is or is not. You've manifested it. You're playing a role in that. It's not somebody else's fault, or it's not someone else's responsibility. And that's not a judgment. It's simply important to have the awareness to understand and know what you're capable of. And you're definitely capable of so much more. And I want to help you experience that. I want to help you experience the abundance that you absolutely deserve, regardless of where you live, regardless of where you're from, regardless of your income, regardless of whether you're working or not working, regardless of your education, your age, race. It doesn't matter. Part 1 of this series, I am going to ask you to take a pen and paper and write down what you would love as it relates to your financial goals. And write your answers in the affirmative. I am so happy and grateful now that my personal net worth is in excess of. I am so happy and grateful now that I am easily earning, doing work that I love. I'm so happy and grateful now that I see millions sitting in my own personal bank accounts. I am so happy and grateful that my business is producing millions of dollars in profitable revenue. And be specific, 10 million, 15 million, 150 million. Remember that quote by Napoleon Hill that goes like this: no more effort is required to aim high in life to demand prosperity and abundance than it is to accept misery and poverty. All right, so I want you to decide right now, today, financially, what would you love? And then we're going to get into part 2 and part 3 on how you will or can attract it into your life when you follow certain things in a certain way. But in order to go to part 2, you must do part 1. All right. So promise me you're going to do part 1. I'm imagining you're saying, yes, Peggy, I am absolutely committed. This is for you. It's going to serve you. It's going to help you experience what you desire. And what's fascinating about all of this material, about everything that I'm sharing with you, it works for anything. Whether you want to manifest a dream home, whether you want to manifest a dream relationship, whether you want to manifest a vehicle, whatever it is that you desire, you have the ability to manifest it. I'm going to help you get out of your own way, because that's what's going on for most people. They're in their own way. And so I am committed to you to give you this understanding, to help you. But I can help you. I can take you so far, but you got to join me. You got to be a part of this as well. Now, what you may want to do, and I suggest that you do this, is get someone else involved in watching this with you. Team up with someone and commit to them you're following through, and ask them to commit to you that they are following through as well. Create an accountability partnership with someone else. You're going to find that that'll make a big difference in your commitment and sticking with it as well. So follow through on what I suggest here in this video, and I'm going to get together with you in the next video, part 2 of Making a Million Look Easy, and show you what's required, help you understand how you can get in alignment with these outcomes. And then we'll get into how to get out of your own way so that you create a consistent experience of manifesting only what you desire. So make sure you follow through, do the exercise, and I'll see you in part 2 of this 3-part series, Making a Million Look Easy.